we have lot of mechanisms inside our body. We have many systems inside our body. If it is not put to use, not only it is not useful, it is occupying unnecessary space in our system, in our being. If you know just how to switch it on, only nothing else, only one on, just one switch on, it's enough. The whole thing is useful. Just like that, our whole system, if you know just how to switch on the mechanisms which is in our being, the whole thing will be useful. The whole thing will turn into a utility system which you can use it for your day-to-day life. When I say there are so many mechanisms which are lying down in your system, in your body, without being put into use, I mean chakras. Small introduction to the chakras will be able to explain what is chakras. The energy centers, you see, almost all the ancient masters of all the religions, almost all the great masters of all the ancient masters of all the religion which worked on the inner sciences, they speak of these chakras, the energy centers. I just brought this to show you where the chakras are situated. I'll just give an introduction to the chakras, then we will see where the chakras are situated. All the great masters of all the religion, they speak about the chakras. Even though with a slight change in the numbers and the placements, the idea there are energy centers in our body is accepted by all the great masters. There are, you see, there is each and everyone gland has got a chakra nearby. Those energy centers take care of the activity of that area. What they say as a gland physically, metaphysically, chakras. Of course, chakras are not limited to the glands. It is not only the glands, it manages the whole area. Mainly that glands is managed by the concerned chakra. When we say the Agnya chakra, this is the energy center which controls, which activates, which manages the pituitary glands. Just like that, each and every chakra manages one of the glands or one major part of our body, our activities. Not only physical, mental, psychological, emotional and spiritual. All the layers, all the activities of your body and mind are managed by these chakras. The beautiful book on these chakras are done by a great yogi called Patanjali. Patanjali is a great master. Patanjali is the father of this yoga science. He is the first master who put the whole thing in a logical way, in a clear way. He describes about the chakras, how to meditate on the chakras, how to cleanse the chakras. The whole yoga science, the whole chakra science, the whole healing science originates from Patanjali. From Patanjali, the roots, the seeds are come out from Patanjali. Patanjali is the root, Patanjali is the seed for the whole science. Now the way in which I am going to explain chakras to you is the way of Patanjali. Of course, each and every master, little bit they differ. One or two small things, there is a little difference. In Buddhism, they speak on the chakras, one or two small differences will be there. But majority of the masters, majority of the enlightened people, they go with Patanjali because he is more scientific, more logical, more clear cut on this subject. So what I am going to give you is based on Patanjali. Patanjali is the great saint, great enlightened master who lived thousands of years ago in the place called Chidambaram. Chidambaram is the place in India where he lived and had his enlightenment. He has recorded his enlightenment in a beautiful way called Yoga Aphorisms, Yoga Sutras. That's a book which explains basically about the whole science of yoga, meditation, whatever life, how the life should be led, how you need to live the life if you want to have the longevity, health and bliss. He is the father of all the postures, asanas, which we call asanas. Asana means, I think in West it is very famous now, bending the bodies and stretching out the bodies and breathing exercises. They are very famous in the West. All the yoga system, all the asanas are originally explained, are created by the Patanjali. He is the master who made all the description or a clear explanation. In a way, he has done the unabridged dictionary for the yoga philosophy. Unabridged dictionary, a complete collection of asanas, yoga system, mudras, meditations, chakra, about everything. And if you meditate on which chakra, in which way, what power you will get. Even to that extent, he has done a deep research and made an unabridged dictionary over this science. Let me explain about the chakras as Patanjali explains, according to the system of Patanjali, because what Patanjali says goes with my experience also. My experience also goes with what Patanjali says. So let me explain it. A small story. From that story I will be able to tell you the chakra, about the chakras. After a Second World War, a group of defense people, they were vacating their army camp. When they were vacating their army camp, they left a small open aircraft in one tribal village and went away. When they leave their army camps, they don't carry everything back. Some things they carry, some things if they can't, they leave it and go. Just like that, in one army village, in one tribal village, a small tribal village in Germany, they left one aircraft, open aircraft. Only 1 or 2 persons can sit in that sort of small helicopter. They left that open aircraft and went away. After 1 or 2 days, the tribal people, they have neither heard about aircraft or they have not seen. They don't even have any idea about the helicopter. They have not even heard about tractor, or to speak of aircraft. So the whole village gathered and saw, what is this? What is something new has come to our village? They were not able to understand what it is, and they were just going around and round that vehicle. They don't even understand it is something called vehicle. It is something like a vehicle. So they were not able to assess what it is. Suddenly one man told, it may be God who has come to visit our village. And all the other people told, no. If God means he should speak, he should give boons. It is not doing anything, it is stagnant as it is. They refused. The argument was refuted. Somebody else told, it may be some devil or the ghost has come to our village. Again it was refused. No, it is not doing any harm, it is lying down there as it is. Nobody was able to recognize, nobody was able to understand what it is. Finally one boy came and told, you see, bullock cart also we have a wheel. They know only one thing, bullock cart. They use bullock cart. Bullock cart is also having a wheel. And this vehicle is also having a wheel. So it must be a bullock cart. Maybe a little developed bullock cart. It must be bullock cart. When it is told with a logical way, the whole village agreed, yes, it must be a bullock cart. So they all thought that they have discovered what it is, and they started celebrating, enjoying, running around the vehicle, pulling this way and that way, pushing this way and that way. The whole village was celebrating and enjoying the new bullock cart. After 1 month, it went on. They were playing with that vehicle. They put a big bullock in front of that helicopter, and they started using that as a bullock cart. Throughout the village, they take round, and whatever they want to transport, they started using this vehicle. It is going on. After some 3-4 months, one boy who has gone to a nearby village, nearby city to study, to do his school, he came back. He was a tribal boy. He went to a nearby city to do his studies. He came back and he saw the whole thing. He thought, it cannot be bullock cart. It is done with so many mechanisms. He also don't know about a helicopter. He also don't know about aircraft. He has seen only the tractor. So he thought it must be one way of tractor. It must be one kind of tractor. So he got into that vehicle and did something this way, that way. Somehow he started it. He started using that as a tractor. So morning till evening he started using that as a tractor. When the people saw it can go even without bullock, they were wondering, they were surprised. How can it go without even bullock? It goes simply and comes back. There is no need for any bullock. So they decided it's a bullock cart without bullock. It can simply go and come by itself. So they were enjoying the vehicle as a bullock cart for 6 more months. After 6 months, one retired pilot, for some reason, for some research, somehow he came to that village. He saw a whole thing, what is happened. He started laughing. Then he explained to the villagers, see, it is neither a bullock cart nor a tractor, it's an aircraft. It can be used to fly. First, the villagers were not ready to agree it. What are you talking? How can it fly? It is such big mechanism, so heavy. Our body is much lighter than the mechanism. Even our body cannot fly. We cannot fly. It is more heavier than our body. How can it fly? They asked all logical questions. But the pilot told, you see, I cannot answer your logical questions. There are a lot of things which logic cannot explain. But the one thing I can do, I can fly and show. He got into the aircraft. He just took that. One round he went. He came back. He landed. And then he showed. You see, this much only I can do. Now you understand that it can fly. It's an aircraft. Then the whole village surrendered and asked the pilot, yes, now we understand. It's an aircraft. You see, a very small story, if you understand deeply, you will be able to understand your whole life. The vehicle, the aircraft is what is the thing, our body. God has given this body to us. The tribal villages have used the same aircraft as a bullock cart. The next step, man used the same body, same vehicle as a tractor. Third level, pilot used the same thing as a aircraft. Same vehicle or the same instrument. One man is using it as a bullock cart, another one person is using it as a tractor, the third person is using it as a aircraft. The same way, God has given a same system for all of us. The body is the system. This is the system given to us by God, given to us by the divine. We, the people who live with a normal life, very ordinary way of life, just taking birth, having their food, reproducing some more children and dying. Nothing more in their life. Just if you weigh their life, few Benz, few bungalows, little bit of money, that's all. Nothing more. They take birth, do something and then they die. Somebody came and asked me, Swamiji, why in all the cemeteries it is written born on such and such a date, died in such and such a date? I told them, nothing worth mentioning has happened in between. Nothing worth mentioning happens in between. Only these two are worth mentioning. Born and died. Over. You see, most 90% of our lives, 90% of the people live only in this state. Born and died. Nothing worth mentioning happens in our life. So it's just a dull, dead, dragging life. When you live the life of only eating and reproducing and dying, if you have not done anything else except this, you have lived your life as a bullock cart. As the tribals have used, we have lived our life only as a bullock cart. We take birth in Muladhara. Muladhara means the lowest chakra. That is the sixth center. We die in Swadhisthana, the next center. Next center is death. First center is birth. Birth and death, over. Nothing more. Nothing else. Born and died. Nothing worth mentioning has happened. Even though if you have place, nothing worth mentioning has happened. That is the one kind of life in which 90% of us will live. 90% of us live only a dull, dead, dragging life. So there are next level people, like a young boy who used that as a tractor. There are next level of people who enter into the field of art, culture, dance, poetry. When you enter into the layer of the art, when you enter into the level of heart, when you add some juicy things in your life, by dancing, by singing, by painting, by this type of artistic things, you use your system as a tractor. You expose yourself to the second layer. You come to the second level of understanding. You understand money is not the only thing to be achieved in the life. Money is necessity. It is a basic thing, okay, but it is only basic thing. Basic things are only basic things. It is not ultimate. There is a next step to be more joyful, to be more, to make the life more juicy. The artistic things. When you add art in your life, you use your system as a tractor. The third level, when you add spirituality, when you add meditation, when you add the joy, the spiritual bliss in your life, you use your system as a aircraft. The same system, the same body, the same vehicle, tribals are using as a bullock cart, the young man is using as a tractor, pilot is using it as a aircraft. The same way, God has given the same system for all of us. If you just live in a normal life, an ordinary life, taking birth, eating, drinking, giving birth to children, little bit of money, one easy chair, then finished. Nothing else. If you live that normal life, we are also using our life as a bullock cart. If you go to the next level, the dance, culture, art, poetry, not for the sake of name and fame, just for enjoying the art, you use your system in a second dimension. You understand your second dimension. You go to the next level of being. That is artists, where the artists reach. Rabindranath Tagore, the great poet like Rabindranath Tagore, the great Sthapatis, great people, great painters, all these people touch the second layer. They use their system as a tractor. People who have become enlightened, who have become God, who have become one with the God, who have had the spiritual joy in their life, spiritual bliss in their life. Buddha, Jesus, Muhammad, Ramakrishna, Raman Maharshi, these great masters, Ramanuja, all these great spiritual people, they are using the same system as a aircraft. They are the pilots. They are the people who show life to us, how beautifully life can be lived, what best you can have from the system, how maximum can be extracted out of this system, how optimum the system can be put to use is expressed, explained by the great masters like Jesus, Buddha, Saint Francis of Assisi, Saint Thomas. All these great masters have lived their life as an aircraft. What is the difference between the tribal villages and the pilot? Tell me. What is the difference? Only one difference. Villages don't know how to operate the mechanisms and gears. The pilot knows how to operate the mechanisms. That's all. Villages, they don't know how to operate the mechanisms, so they are using that as a bullock cart. Pilot, he knows how to operate the mechanism. He is using the same thing as a aircraft.